We ask this in the name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Thank you. Parliament resumes.
Motions. Motion number 22. Motion of Sine-Die.
Let me call on the Prime Minister to move the motion of Sine-Die. Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to move that at the adjournment of Parliament on Wednesday, 17 December 2025, Parliament shall stand adjourned sine die. Mr. Speaker, at the outset, I wish to register my appreciation to all members of this august House for your commitment and contributions to the execution of government business and policies this year. Your support towards the passing of a number of bills, especially the Special Economic Zone Act, the National Building Standard Act, the Public Service Act, and of course yesterday the 2026 Appropriation Act, as well as few other appropriation bills and supplementary appropriation bills over the course of the year is duly appreciated. Next year, I'm anticipating a busy legislative agenda, and we will formally announce this through the appropriate channel to this Honourable House. On the same note, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you, your good self, clerk, and your staff for your guidance and good work during the year. I also thank the chairpersons and members of the parliamentary standing committees for your hard work and ensuring that Parliament continues to provide scrutiny over the executive. Even though the Bills and Legislation Committee and the Parliamentary Accounts Committee, the visibly active ones, I have observed that the chairman of the Health and Medical Services Standing Committee also always asks the Minister for Health questions during question time. And this is very good because it ensures that our people's voices are heard on the floor of this Honourable House when questions are asked and also when they are answered. I encourage chairs of the other standing committees to utilize question times to provide oversight over the executive. So we have just passed the budget for 2026, and I wish to congratulate everyone in this House, especially the Minister of Finance and Treasury, as well as ministers. But as I've said, all of us in this House, the Chair of the Public Accounts Committee and his members, the Leader of the Opposition, Leader of the Independent Group, and all those who have given or provided scrutiny during our 2026 budget deliberations. We have a work cut out for 2026, and we must come back in January with more vigor, energy, and focus on fully implementing the budget, especially our public service. To the Minister of Finance and his team, please ensure that resources are availed in a timely manner for the implementation of development programs. To the rest of my ministers and your respective permanent secretaries, be prepared to commence implementation as soon as the warrant comes out. So, as we conclude this meeting of Parliament, it is fitting that we take a moment to reflect not only on the work of this Honourable House, but on the collective journey our government and people have undertaken since this government assumed office in 2024 under the banner of the Government for National Unity and Transformation, GNAT. Mr. Speaker, the past year and a half has tested our resilience, unity, and resolve as a nation. Yet, throughout these trials, we have remained steadfast in advancing the vision entrusted to us by our people. to ensure that we have a Solomon Islands that is united, stable, prosperous, and prepared for the future. Mr. Speaker, when our government took office, we made a solemn commitment to restore political stability, rebuild confidence in the machinery of government, and accelerate development across all our provinces. Today, I stand here proud to report that we have made some meaningful progress, sometimes quietly, sometimes against great odds, but always with the national interest at heart. As we all know, since assuming office, there has been ongoing political undercurrents driven by various issues. However, this government will always put the national interest first and not that of individuals. Most recently, there were some issues raised in the public forum with a certain narrative that is designed to agitate the public. These issues have political undercurrents driven by people with vested interests. We are fully aware of this, but let me make it very clear. We serve this country and our people, not these individual vested interests. Say, under the GNAT policy, we have prioritized responsible economic stewardship. We introduced important fiscal reforms to strengthen public financial management, tighten expenditure controls, and improve transparency in revenue collection. These reforms are now increasing the efficiency of government services and building investor confidence. We have also focused economic transformation to be driven through the productive and resource sectors. The decision to focus on these sectors is based on our strengths and informed by analysis of internal and external factors and trends. We have continued to support the private sector through policy dialogue, incentives, and improved market access. Our labor mobility program expanded significantly, allowing thousands of Solomon Islanders to gain skills, income, and experience abroad. These workers are now contributing millions of dollars to the country through remittances. Mr. Speaker, political stability is the foundation of national development, and since 2004, our government has worked tirelessly to achieve this. As we know, instability is not good for progress and development because it creates uncertainty. We cannot continue to allow few individuals to create instability to advance their own agendas that are designed to build their own empires and not save the people of this country. Our people are tired of this nonsense. We are leaders elected by our people to save them and our country. So this government will continue to work on strengthened partnerships with churches, traditional leaders, women groups, and youth networks to promote peace and social cohesion across the country. Through national consultations, we advance dialogue on constitutional reform and electoral reform to make our democracy more inclusive and more reflective of our cultural realities. Internationally, we ensure the Solomon Islands remains a respected member of the Pacific family, as well as the international community. We strengthen bilateral relationships with key partners, including new ones, advanced regional cooperation under PACER Plus, and stepped up to this in our role as the Pacific Forum Leaders Chair. We continue to champion issues of national and regional importance, such as climate change, ocean governance, and sustainable development. Our government continues to deliver infrastructure that connects our people and enables economic growth. We completed and rehabilitated and continues to work on key roads in Honiara, Malaita, Godolcanal, Western, and Choiseul provinces. Bridges, wharves, and airports are being upgraded under major donor-supported programs. Let me also be clear that beside grant components, most of these infrastructures are built with concessional loan financing, of which one can attest with confidence that Solomon Islands is financing its infrastructure developments. In energy, we progressed renewable energy initiatives that will reduce electricity costs and increase energy security, including Tina Hydro project. Work is ongoing in reviewing the Electricity Act, and the review of the non-fuel tariff component for the next 3 years has just been concluded. Solomon Power, as a state-owned enterprise, must follow the government policy. There is no way around this. Our people deserve better. The high electricity cost makes doing business in Solomon Islands very expensive. We will address this, and we are committed to push to bring the price of electricity down. The energy sector needs to be opened to other independent power producers as well. This is what the ongoing reforms is also targeting. Mr. Speaker, telecommunications connectivity has significantly improved, with additional 4G and 5G expansion efforts underway. These improvements are reducing the digital divide and unlocking new opportunities for education, business, and innovation. We are making good progress in building the towers across our country. Of course, we are facing land dispute issues in other areas, but we will not be deterred. We have signed off on a new submarine fiber optic cable to enhance communication resilience, and we look forward to its completion. On the other hand, mobile and internet costs must also be reduced and made more affordable. Mr. Speaker, our people are our greatest asset. Since taking office, our government has invested in education, health, youth development, and skills training. The 2026 budget passed yesterday is a testament to our commitment for human capital development, where health, education, and police sectors got unprecedented allocations, and rightly so. We supported school infrastructure development across provinces, provided additional learning resources, and strengthened teacher training programs. Curriculum reforms have been initiated to ensure that our education system equips young Solomon Islanders with the skills for the future. In health, we improved the supply of essential medicines, increased disease surveillance capacity, and supported the upgrade of provincial hospitals and clinics. We work closely with partners to strengthen emergency response systems and community health outreach programs. Mr. Speaker, sir, the global economy remains volatile. Rising fuel prices, inflation, and disruptions in supply chains continue to impact our cost of living and national budget. Despite these challenges, our government has worked tirelessly to cushion the impacts on households and essential services. Sir, geopolitics continue to challenge and complicate some of our positions on certain issues, one of which is our recognition of the One China policy. On that note, let me reiterate my government's position to the One China policy. On the other hand, we all know that before geopolitics, we must deal with geography, and therefore working closely with our Pacific family is of paramount importance. So climate change remains the biggest existential threat to our nation. Sea level rise, coastal erosion, cyclones, and flooding continue to destroy infrastructure, displace communities, and threaten our way of life. Our government continues to advocate strongly at a global level for climate justice. We are delivering adaptation and mitigation programs to address climate change through the relevant ministries, including provincial governments, and with the support of non-governmental organizations and multilateral partners. On the other hand, we still face challenges in public delivery sector. Limited technical capacity, slow processes, and resource constraints affect the speed at which programs can be implemented. This is a long-standing challenge, but we are addressing it through reforms and capacity-building programs. Urban drift, unemployment, crime, and pressures on land and resources continue to strain communities, especially in Honiara. Our government remains committed to addressing these issues through targeted interventions, strengthened policing, and community-led initiatives. However, Honiara is our city, and we must all take responsibility for it. Similarly, we must also plan our provincial townships so that we do not have to retrofit them like what we face with in Honiara. I call on the Ministries for Lands, Housing and Survey and provincial government and institutional strengthening and all provincial governments to properly plan for urbanization in our provincial towns. Mr. Speaker, emerging risks from cybersecurity to dangerous drugs are already on our shores. We are not oblivious to these matters, and legislative reforms are afoot to address these issues, including the development of a cybersecurity bill and amendment of the Dangerous Drugs Act to significantly increase penalties to tens of millions and life imprisonment. The draft Dangerous Drugs Amendment Bill was approved by Cabinet last week for finalization by the Attorney General's Chamber and the Ministry of Health and Medical Services. Mr. Speaker, sir, at this juncture, let me now highlight a few key milestones achieved by the Office of the Prime Minister and Cabinet. Mr. Speaker, one of the government's proudest achievements this year was the successful hosting of the Honiara Summit. This event brought together regional and international partners to deliberate on issues of shared importance to our Blue Pacific continent. The summit was delivered smoothly with strong coordination across government. It showcased Solomon Islands' capability to host major international engagements and strengthen our diplomatic standing within the region. Secondly, the successful hosting of the 54th Pacific Island Forum Leaders Meeting. The Speaker, this year, Solomon Islands once again demonstrated strong and credible leadership on the regional stage through our successful hosting of the 54th Pacific Islands Forum Leaders Meeting here in Honiara. As the current chair of the Pacific Islands Forum, I have the honor of guiding our regional family through discussions that reaffirmed our collective commitment to unity, solidarity, and the shared responsibility we hold for the future of our Blue Pacific continent. Besides these two major events, we have also hosted a number of other regional and international meetings, including the Pacific Water Ministers Forum, as well as the PACER Plus Ministerial and the PALM meetings, and all of them have been very successful, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the government continued to advance good governance and anti-corruption efforts across the public sector. A notable milestone in 2025 was the strengthening of the Solomon Islands Independent Commission Against Corruption, SICAC, which now operates under its own dedicated budget head 33. This ensures greater operational independence and financial clarity. The government also provided support to other oversight bodies such as the Leadership Code Commission, Ombudsman, the Parliamentary Entitlement Commission, the Political Parties Commission, and the Solomon Islands Electoral Commission, reinforcing our unwavering commitment to transparency, accountability, and integrity. I understand that there is more that needs to be done in terms of resourcing these integrity institutions, and the government will continue through the Office of the Prime Minister and Cabinet to work closely with these institutions. Mr. Speaker, in 2025, the Office of the Prime Minister and Cabinet provided essential administrative and policy support to progress the appointment of members to these commissions: the Leadership Code Commission, SICAC, the Parliamentary Entitlements Commission, as well as the Political Parties Commission, ensuring that they are fully constituted and able to execute their mandates effectively. These appointments are critical to strengthening governance oversight, enforcing leadership standards, reviewing entitlement frameworks, and upholding accountability across the public sector. Mr. Speaker, a further key achievement in 2025 was the Office of the Prime Minister and Cabinet's strengthened coordination role, delivered through the Policy Implementation, Monitoring and Evaluation Unit, PMU, to support line ministries in meeting government priorities. PMU provided consistent guidance, technical support, and policy oversight to ensure ministries align their work plans, reporting frameworks, and implementation activities with the GNAT's policies and the National Development Strategy. Through this coordination, OPMC facilitated improved interministerial communication, timely submission of reports, and more structured monitoring of national priority programs. These has enabled clearer tracking of progress, identification of bottlenecks, and more informed decision-making. The strengthened coordination role reflects OPMC's mandate to ensure whole-of-government coherence, improve service delivery outcomes, and maintain accountability for the implementation of government commitments. The Speaker said, as I have alluded to in my contribution to the 2026 Appropriation Bill, since 1978, Solomon Islands has grappled with structural challenges that continue to shape our economic and development trajectory. These include our dispersed geography, which makes service delivery costly and very challenging. The coexistence of customary and modern governance systems, which sometimes complicate land management and decision-making. The heavy reliance on extractive industries. A narrow revenue base that limits our fiscal independence. A large and youthful population that requires jobs, skills, and opportunities. These challenges are not new, but our commitment to addressing them is unwavering. The recently passed budget aims to address these challenges. Mr. Speaker, nation building is not a task that belongs only to government. It is a responsibility that rests upon every citizen, every family, every community, and every leader. We must teach our children the value of hard work, respect, unity, and service. We must strengthen the bonds that tie us together as one people. Whether we work in the public service or in the private sector, whether we live in the rural areas or urban centers, we must all contribute to building Solomon Islands. I appeal to all our members of parliament, when making decisions, whether in your individual capacity as ministers or as members of parliament, please ask yourselves or ourselves if the decision you are making or we are making are in the national interest. Mr. Speaker, in closing, as we prepare to adjourn Sine-Die, I extend my sincere appreciation to all honourable members for your dedication and contributions. I thank public servants, teachers, members of the police force, provincial employees, public sector unions, the private sector, churches, NGOs, the public and our development partners, and of course, our rural populace, including our farmers and fishermen, for your tireless efforts in supporting national development and the provision of services to the people of this country. Say our journey is far from over, but our direction is clear. With unity, stability, and determination, we will continue to build a stronger, peaceful, and more prosperous Solomon Islands. Mr. Speaker, I will reserve my Christmas greetings and messages when I wind up the motion of Sine-Die next week on Thursday, so I will not extend my seasonal festive season greetings yet at this stage. I will do that on Wednesday next week when I wind up the motion. So, Mr. Speaker, with these few remarks, I move that upon adjournment on Wednesday, 17th December 2025, Parliament shall stand adjourned Sine-Die. I thank you, sir.
Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister. Honourable members, it is proposed, the Honourable Prime Minister proposed that the debate on the question be now adjourned. Thank you.
Speaker, I move that the debate on the question be now adjourned.
Thank you, honourable members. It's proposed that the debate on the question be now adjourned. With those in favour, say aye. Those against, say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Debate on the question is therefore adjourned. Honourable Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, I move that Parliament do now adjourn.
Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister. Honourable members, the question is that Parliament do now adjourn. All those in favour, say aye. Those against, say no. I think the ayes have it. Ayes have it. The House is now adjourned until 9:30 a.m. on Friday, 12 December 2025.